Oh, ISIL is not a threat to the United States. If they wanted to eliminate ISIL, they would just tell Saudi Arabia and Qatar to stop their funding. The mercenaries that work for ISIL would go home. They don't work for free. So you just follow the money on that. It was a created terrorist group. The recent videos of the beheadings of the American journalists, anybody that's watched the actual videos, if you only watch TV and you hear about the video, you think, oh, that's terrible. But if you actually watch the video, well, you know that it's not true. What they do in those videos, the first thing they do is they take the prisoners and they put a really short haircut on them and put them in an orange jumpsuit. And the reason they do this is not because you have Muslim terrorists out in the middle of the desert that run around with a wardrobe of orange jumpsuits. They do this is because it tells the American viewers this is a prisoner. Because in America, that's what we do. They cut off their hair real short and they put them in an orange jumpsuit, and which makes no sense. We're a prisoner out in the middle of the desert. They did the same thing with the fake beheading of Nick Berg years ago that actually took place in Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq when the Americans had occupied that prison. And then these beheadings, what they do is they have an executioner who has a British accent who tries to talk in broken English so he can sound like an Arab, I guess. He rubs the prisoner's neck with a rubber knife. You can see it going back and forth. There's no blood coming out of the neck. And then they fade to black. Now, it makes no sense, of course, for a real terrorist that's trying to terrify people to fade to black before they cut the person's head off. They wouldn't want everybody to see that. They oh, yeah, we're going to cut the guy's head off, and we want everybody to see it. But in these videos, they fade to black, and then they show a body with a head staying on the back. The body and the head are from two different pictures that they overlay into the existing background. You can, if you're good at Photoshop, you can actually see the aurora around on the head and the body. But what really gives it off is the shadows. The shadows, they're very clear, probably early in the morning or late in the afternoon. The shadows are sharp and they're at a pretty strong angle. But the shadows underneath the body, they're a Photoshop drop shadow under there. It's not a sharp shadow like you would get in a sharp daylight. And same thing with the head. And also, you can see from the head that the angle of the shadow doesn't match the angles of the shadows of all the surrounding weeds and rocks and the sandals that are laying on the ground. Nothing matches. So, and then you can see along the side of the right cheek of Foley, when they cut the picture out of him, he had blood on his face, and they took a picture of him, and then they photoshopped it and laid it on top of the body. Well, they messed up when they cut out the picture. There, you can see the pixelated parts around his right cheek. And so anybody that watches that video knows that it's fake. And for the American government to say, oh, yeah, they analyzed the video and they find it to be authentic, well, that's simply not true, because there's no one that has ever used Photoshop or any other of these kind of programs that would say that the video is real, because it's an obvious fake, and it's really amateurish the way that they did those videos.